In the morning rush of Maple Creek, Ohio, the city woke up in its usual hurry. But for Daniel Rivers, a city bus driver of 15 years, this Tuesday morning felt different. Quiet heaviness hung in the air. To his passengers, Daniel was the guy who smiled at everyone and always said, "Have a blessed day." He'd seen all kinds of people on his route, but that morning, a single passenger would change his life forever. It was 7:42 a.m. when Daniel stopped outside Jefferson High School. A few students climbed aboard, but then a young girl stepped on, head down, clutching a small backpack. Daniel greeted her, "Morning, sweetheart, heading to school." She just nodded and moved to the back, sliding into seat 9. Through the rearview mirror, Daniel saw her shoulders tremble. He saw her wipe away tears. Something inside him paused. The bus rumbled on, but Daniel couldn't stop glancing at the girl, lost in her own storm. When more teens got on, they whispered and pointed at her. She flinched, pulling her hood tighter. Daniel clenched the steering wheel. He knew what bullying looked like. When they reached the school, the laughter from the other students grew louder as they got off. But the crying girl didn't move. "Aren't you getting off here?" he asked gently. She shook her head. "Next stop, then?" No answer. Just quiet sobs. Daniel knew this wasn't an ordinary morning. He turned off the ignition and walked down the aisle. "Hey there," he said softly. "You okay, honey?" The girl whispered. "I can't go to school today." Daniel sat across from her. "You're safe here. You can tell me what's wrong." After a moment, her trembling voice broke the silence. "They laughed at me yesterday. They took my picture, posted it online, told my mom, but she said to ignore it. But now everyone's sharing it. I can't face them." Daniel's heart broke. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lily," she whispered. "Well, Lily," he said kindly, "what they did isn't your fault. You don't deserve that." She looked up, her eyes red and swollen. "They said I'm ugly, that I smell like the lunch I bring from home because we can afford the cafeteria food." Daniel swallowed hard, a painful memory surfacing. His own daughter Maya was about Lily's age when she passed away in an accident. Since then, every child he met felt like a small piece of what he'd lost. He took a slow breath. "Lily, I'm going to tell you something my daughter once told me. Kindness doesn't need an audience. But cruelty always looks for one. Those kids, they want attention. Don't give it to them." Tears ran down Lily's cheeks again. "I don't even want to go back there," she said. "I wish I could disappear." Daniel felt tears prick his own eyes. "No, sweetheart. You're stronger than you think. The world needs you, you hear me? One day you'll tell your story and someone else will find hope because of you." He saw a tiny spark in her eyes. He couldn't just leave her. He radioed his supervisor, got permission for a break, and turned to Lily. "You hungry? There's a diner across the street. Best pancakes in town." For the first time, she gave a small smile. They walked into Betty's diner. The owner, Betty, waved. "Morning, Danny. Who's this lovely young lady?" "This is Lily," Daniel said. "She's a friend of mine." Betty smiled warmly and declared that pancakes were on the house. As they ate, Lily opened up about her dad leaving. Her mom working double shifts, and how she'd stopped painting because she felt no one cared. "People care more than you think," Daniel said softly. "Sometimes you just haven't met them yet." After breakfast, Daniel called the school counselor and explained everything. When Lily's worried mother arrived, she hugged her daughter tightly. Before they left, Lily turned back. "Thank you, Mr. Rivers," she said, "for listening, for not just driving away." Daniel smiled. "Anytime, kiddo. Remember, no one gets to decide your worth but you." As she left, Daniel finally let the tears he'd held back for years fall. Something broke open inside him, but something else healed. The next morning, a reporter stopped him. "Are you Daniel Rivers, the bus driver who helped a bullied student?" Lily's mom had shared the story on Facebook, and it had been shared over 50,000 times overnight. Daniel blinked. "I didn't do anything special." "Yes, you did," the reporter replied. "You reminded people that kindness still exists." Over the next week, messages poured in. The mayor called, news stations came, but Daniel stayed humble, saying, "I just listened. It's all most kids need, someone to see them." A year later, on a spring morning, a familiar face waved from the bus stop. It was Lily, confident and smiling, holding a paint-splattered backpack. "Well, if it isn't my favorite passenger," Daniel said. She grinned. Better, I joined the art club. My paintings will be in a local show next week. You have to come. Daniel chuckled. Wouldn't miss it for the world. That Saturday at the community center, Lily's colorful paintings lined the walls. One piece stopped Daniel in his tracks. A painting of a city bus, with a smiling driver in the mirror. The plaque read, "To Mr. Rivers, who saw me when no one else did." Tears filled Daniel's eyes. Lily walked up beside him. "Do you like it?" she asked. He nodded, whispering, "You have no idea what this means to me." She looked at him, her eyes bright. "You saved me." Daniel smiled. "No, sweetheart. You saved yourself. Just reminded you how strong you are." Inspired by Daniel's story, the school launched a Ride with Respect program. Years later, when Daniel retired, the city honored him with a bench at the terminal. Rivers Rest a Place of Kindness. On his last day, he found an envelope on his seat. Inside, a note from Lily. "You once told me that kindness doesn't need an audience. But today, I want you to know that your kindness had won, and it changed us all." Daniel tucked the note into his wallet, next to a faded photo of his daughter, and drove off into the morning sun, knowing he had kept kindness alive. This story is a powerful reminder that one small act of compassion can change a life. If you were moved by Daniel and Lily's journey, please like this video and subscribe for more stories that warm the heart. Thank you for watching.